directed
Yeah,
Immersion.
yeah. So it really started when I was at Troy's house, the actor, Jim, in the project, and I was just looking for material. I wanted to make a short film, and he gave me a comic book, and he was like, "This is my buddy Tom Reardon, and you should check him out. He's got a lot of cool stories. He's going to Comic-Con," and I was like, "Cool." So we set up the meeting, and I saw him, and I liked the story. I come from a screenwriting background, so it was really, for me, it really started with the story. I was, I remember initially reading it and thinking, I was like confused afterwards. I was like, who's the bad guy, who's the good guy? And I just kind of had that debate with myself. And, just, I guess, opened up this discussion in my mind about, what's right, what's wrong, this moral ambiguity. And, I came to the conclusion that neither of the characters were right, and neither of them were wrong. They're both right and they're both wrong.
Right, and within the simulation, and
exactly,
and finding him guilty based on the simulation
exactly
is actually very morally dicey.
Exactly, and then it just I just kind of kept having that conversation in my mind, and like I thought about just how ethics and morals are very ambiguous in their grain. They're really circumstance based, and then from that, I kind of pulled up this this idea that we're all capable of pushing our moral limits, whether we believe it or not. And I think that's just a healthy dose of objectivity. There's a little bit of wisdom in it, and if we know what we're actually capable of, we can stop it from actually happening. And I think it's a little bit of a metaphor of how we react to other people, and how we can judge people, but at the same time, it's like circumstances. Oh, the guy pulled the gun, pulled the trigger. Is he the bad guy? But we don't know the circumstances. So circumstances are really everything, and then what's actually right and what's actually wrong. And it's a very gray area. So the fact that I had that kind of thought and that debate, I was like, I should probably do it.
Yeah. If you were that inspired by the source material.
Yeah.
I thought, and Tom is.
Tom is right there. Yeah.
So Tom,
Yeah.
I'd like to compliment both of you, but the way it impugns the jury system too, I think is very clever. Very intelligent writing that because really the jury of the peers really doesn't have much more information than that guy based on the simulation. So even though it's a metaphor based in the future, I think you guys are nailing flaws in our system now.
Exactly. That's basically it.
The process of getting it to screen.
So it was really, the development process was pretty easy because it had a beginning, middle, and end already. So it was just that really, I think it was 2 months after actually was like, okay, let's do it. We had a script and we were in production, and really everybody held their weight, and everybody brought something to the table. It was really cool. My AD was my editor, and the DP brought in some great VFX designers, and then everybody just came together. It was really like a super team effort. That, and the fact that we had a very limited budget and we had to shoot it all in one day, and everybody just really contributed. My buddy got us a really cool location at a bar that it was just all these little pieces. It was really a project that was held up by favors.
Yeah. The bar had the French already that you didn't even need to dress that set.
No. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I really like how in your production design too, or just the way you shot it, just how dark the bar scene is, and then just how bright the wherever that location is. Yeah, it's just such a contrast.
Yeah.
Let me open up to the people because we don't have a ton of time for Q&A. Any questions from the audience? There we go.
Oh, there we go.
The design for the VFX shot, is that part of the creation earlier, or did you guys all come up with the VFX artists?
It was. I think the VFX artists, when we actually requested something, they just brought it to the table. I think it's really when you bring on a VFX artist, like they have quite a these are the same people that did like Assassin's Creed and Ben-Hur, so it's like they just give you something and you're just like cool, because
were those visuals similar in the comic or?
Well, no, actually, it was just like it wasn't similar to anything I actually thought of to tell you the truth. I was just it was it was really a collaboration. And I think everything that when we came into the project, it was really like everybody can collaborate and be really open to do it with the actors, really everybody. It's like, so he brought it to the table, and it was and I was all for it. I was all cool with it. Yeah.
Anyone else?
And those are really fun, amazing shorts, by the way. Those other ones were super awesome.
Yeah, we called this we named every spotlight. So this was the suspense.
Yeah.
And one thing I enjoy is your film is very suspenseful the whole time you're wondering, but each film is suspenseful in a completely different way.
Right.
Yeah, they
That's
just
yeah.
and bravo to all of you. I'll say it to the other filmmakers when it's their turn up here. But how often do you pay $20 to see a movie at the theater and you're not surprised at any point? There's you always know what's going to happen, and you keep us guessing.
Right. Cool. I'm glad.
Right. Well, if there's no more, all right. Well, we'll bring up Pedro.
All right.
All right.